Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Like the way you walk when you walk over there. Bum. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for Thursday. It is Thursday, October 5th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your Thirsty Thursdays. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by ATScalculator.com, and today is a Thirsty Thursday for college football. We're going to go through all the games today in college football, including the game between LSU and Missouri. And if you use the ATScalculator.com, you can see once we put the away team, Louisiana State and Missouri, the Tigers create the ATS result. We got the Tigers winning by 2.71. 58.9 is the total, so we got the upset brewing here according to the ATS calculator, and that's exactly how you want to use the ATScalculator.com. And just like it says in the name, against the spread calculator, and that is the ATScalculator.com. Today's podcast also brought to you by the 24-hour rule. If you go to the website, go to learn, click on 24-hour rule, and you get a copy of my book, and it's the master of art of the 24-hour rule, embracing patience and discipline in sports betting. And if you scroll down, you see a little bit of a snippet of the book, and we talk about introduction to sports betting, the betting basics. If you're new to sports betting, I highly recommend this book because it'll give you an introduction on the do's and don'ts of sports betting, and it's called the 24-hour rule. You can order a copy today at atscalculator.com or atsstats.com. Click on order your copy. Once you click on this button right here, it's going to take you to Amazon, and there is the book, 24-hour rule, and maybe a nice little reading material this weekend using the 24-hour rule right here from your friends at atsstats.com. All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good night wherever you're located on the World Wide Web. My name is Ron Raymond, a 5-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, and I'm also the founder of the atsstats.com websites. We've been going at this now for over 20 years, and during the process, we created this little tip sheet called the Raymond Report, which fundamentals are based on value, percentage play, performance cycles, player availability, and a money management system. And in these fundamentals of the Raymond Report, you got to ask yourself, what type of investor are you, right? I don't call you gamblers. I call you investors because you're investing your hard-earned money into your sports leisure, sports betting leisure. And are you a short-term investor? Those type of investors lose 75% of their initial funds in the first 30 days. Are you a savvy investor like we are here at the Raymond Report, where you're playing for the long game, right? You're in this for the long haul, and you understand that less is more, and you're following the two key principles of the Raymond Report. That is shop for value and play to percentages, and you hear me say that all the time. We talk about the golden rules of the Raymond Report. Rule number 1, the sportsbook's not your friend. Rule number 2, less is more. Rule number 3, we always talk about the ABCs of sports betting.
These are the ABCs of me, baby!
Yeah, we're talking about teams that are A-type teams, teams with a 60 or higher win percentage. B-type teams, 50 to 59.9, and C-type teams, like an old high school sweetheart, you know they're going to break your heart. Those are teams that have a record of 49.9 or lower. And also in rule number 4, we try to avoid betting on teams that are in a bearish cycle, teams that are on a downtrend. Teams with high volume sport, MLB, NHL, NBA, those are teams that are 0-7, 1-6, or 2-5, and teams that are 0-3 in football, those are teams you want to try to avoid at all costs. And the rule number 5, Most important rule, maintain a disciplined money management system. And you can see in the chart below here, we do have some rules that you want to abide by. In fact, when you look at the money management system, and let's say you're betting $5 on 20 bets, right? You're betting $5 a bet and you hit 40% of those bets. Well, you're down $15. Let's say you hit 500. You go 10 and 10. You're still down $5. The juice. You're losing the juice right there. But if you hit 55%, you're up $5.50. And if you hit 60%, you're up $16 on a $5 bet. And if you're a $10 bettor, just multiply that by 5, and so on and so forth. All right, that's how it works. That's how we make our money here at the REM Report. We follow the golden rules and the fundamentals. Again, value, percentage play, performance cycles, player availability, and a disciplined money management system. And you can learn more about the REM Report right here at atsstats.com. Also, if you go here to the learn section, go to Sports Betting 101, Mastering Sports Betting, avoid beginner's mistake. You know what? Sometimes you just got to go right back and see what exactly you as a newcomer, right? Let's say if you're new here and you're first time betting, these are the mistakes you don't want to make, right? Don't bet blindly on games. Manage your money. Avoid betting on losers. No shit, right? Hey, no shit, Sherlock, right? Understanding better value, betting value. Don't act on impulse. Gambler's kryptonite. Know your strengths and weaknesses. Like Warren Buffett says all the time in investing, if you know nothing about the coal mining, don't be investing in coal mining stocks, right? The less is more principle, rule number 1 of life, and avoid chasing losses, right? Avoid chasing losses. And you want to read that article today at atsstats.com. All right, seems people like my Michigan hat here this morning. Good morning, Ron Hahn. Hey, I always say every time you start the morning with saying good morning to another guy named Ron, and it's going to be a good day here today at the REM Report, right? And I want to thank you guys again for tuning in each and every day, or not every day, but Monday, Thursdays, and Fridays. Mondays and Fridays, we got Gil the Thrill Melendez, and you can find Frogtown Sports at his website. If you go to the website, click on Double Coverage Report. It's going to take you to Gil's website here at Frogtown Sports. And Gil killed it again on Thursday on Monday Night Football. He had Seattle, and I think Gil went 4-1. So looking forward to talking to my good friend Gil Melendez tomorrow. And we'll go over the NFL Week number 5 games. And I'm sure Gil will have some pearls in store for us here today. All right, let's get on with the show. Got a good one for you guys here today. And before I do that, I want to say good morning to Ron and where's Daryl Turner and all the guys, right? Scott and all those the lifers. I saw an old friend this morning. I saw Chad Kwiatkowski's in the house. Old Corner Gas is in the house. So good morning, Corner Gas. And let me see here. Go Blue, love the hat. And Detroit checking in. Yeah, Detroit's in the house. And what else is he saying? Been following you forever, Ron. Learned a lot just watching you. Thanks, Scott. There's Scott. Morning, Scott. There's morning Ron in the bullpen. Hit my first 2023 NHL pick last night. Buffalo Columbus over 6.5. I also look forward to the 49ers future to win it all. Whoa, settle down, Scott. Hey, whoa, what the? Hey, as Coach Lombardi would have said. Good morning, Scott Christensen. Your Diamondbacks are doing well, Ron. Hey, our Diamondbacks are doing well. Yeah, you know what? Did okay with the yesterday. Went 3-1 yesterday in my baseball picks. Had Arizona as my one of my dog plays, also with Texas. And if you watched the show yesterday on the videos, I recorded some videos yesterday. I said, guys, you know what? Analytics, and they talked about it in the baseball broadcast last night. Analytics, you could take them to a certain. They'll take you to the promised land to a certain extent, right? To me, analytics are just indicators pointing you in the right direction during regular season. To me, analytics like we use here at the REM Report, I think they're great because when you look at the matchups and the reports here at ATS Stats, they're all geared towards regular season data, right? And when you start handicapping playoff sports, to me, I can throw out some of the analytics. I'll keep maybe like 10-20% of the analytics, but it's all momentum. Everything in playoff sports is all about momentum. And it's not how you start, it's how you finish. I know it's very cliche. We tell that to our football team all the time. You can start 0-5, 0-3, 0 whatever. It's not how you start, it's how you finish, right? And you saw the Phillies last year, right? Remember the Philadelphia Phillies? Same thing again this year with the Phillies. Slow start. Now look at them. Hey, they're looking like one of the top teams. And we had Arizona. I'm telling you right now, Minnesota is going to be a tough out. Minnesota is going to be a tough out, and so will Texas. I think Baltimore, who had a really good season, but they're in tight. They're going to be in a dogfight with the Texas Rangers. In fact, I've already played series prices this morning. I went over to my out, and I made a couple of bets on the series. I took the Phillies to win the series over the Braves, money line plus 160. I took Minnesota plus 130, and I took Texas Rangers plus 110. Those are the three. As much as I love the Arizona Diamondbacks, I just got too much respect for the Dodger Blue, right? So, but I do got a futures ticket on the Arizona, so I'll just let that ride. Hey, just let it ride because
I want winners.
Yeah, and hopefully those are winners that we can get you today, courtesy of Mike Singletary. Hey, don't you love Mike? What he wants?
I want winners.
Yeah.
Dilly.
All right, let's get on with the show. And as you guys know, we always go feed the ponies first thing in the morning. One minute to post time. Yeah, get him in, get him out. Yeah, they're off and running today at Laurel Park. Post times at 12:25 Eastern. It's 5.5 furlongs on the dirt, and we are going to recommend for a 52,000 maiden special weight race in race number 1 today at Laurel Park. The number 5 horse, Naptown, with Ruiz taking a ride on the 5 horse, Naptown, 6-1 morning line. The 3 horse, Goodbye Note, Toledo taking a ride here on the number 3, 8-1 morning line on Goodbye Note, and Toledo 28% in the money the last 100 races. And the number 6 horse, remember the name, Concepcion taking a ride on Remember the Name, the 6 horse, 5-2 morning line. And your Joker's play, your value play of the day is Inveigled, with Marquez taking a ride on the number 1 horse, Inveigled, 4-1 morning line on the 1. 5-3-6 in race number 1 today at Laurel Park. And if you're going to play an exacta, I would recommend 5-3, 3-6, 6-1. And if you're going to go trifecta, 5-3-6, 1-3-6. Always remember to box your horses. And today's tip sheet is brought to you by the Raymond Report, the Raymond Track Report. All you got to do to get all the races today at Laurel Park, go to the website, atsstats.com, go to horses, go to free tip sheet, and then once you get to the free tip sheet, go to pull down menu, go to Laurel Park, and if you want other races today, the premium tip sheet, click on horses, premium tip sheet, and we got all the tracks going today in North America, and we're talking about Belmont at the Big A, Belterra, Charlestown, Delaware Park, Evangeline Downs, Horseshoes, Indianapolis, Laurel Park is free, Presque Isle Downs, Remington Park. Hey, I feel like I'm saying Remington Steele. Remember that show in the was it 80s or 90s? Remington Steele. Was it Pierce Brosnan, the actor in that show? And Thistledown, and my hometown track. Well, not hometown for thoroughbred is Woodbine, but here in Ottawa it's Rideau Carleton Raceway. But Woodbine is our only thoroughbred. No, not really. In Ontario, thoroughbred is Woodbine. All right, there you have it. That is the horse racing picks of the day, courtesy of atsstats.com. All right, let's get on with the college football. And you guys remember last week, do we have any college football fans here watching the show today? And if there is, this will be a good recap from last week. Remember last week, we did a little exercise, remember? So what we did is we went to our report card, and we took our, right here, the report card, and we went to college football. And then once we hit on college football, you're going to click on game matchups right here. All right, Moneyline Value Index. All right, and then market value index, not money, market value index. And what we did last week is we looked for the value and underdogs in college football. Because you know what? When you're betting on college football, and I'll show you guys the stats in just a few minutes, 80%, I believe it's 80%, 82% of favorites win in college football, but they only cover 50%, which the bookmaker, no surprise, they're actually 49.7. Yeah, 50% is the over-under. Look how tight, man. You got to give the bookmakers credit. They know how to split the room pretty good, right? They know how to divide and conquer, because look at that, ATS 49.7, over-under 50. So, but here's the thing they cannot control. The only thing they can control is the money line, but they can't control the outcome of college football. And 82.8% of the favorites in college football this season have won the games. But what we're doing is we're looking at the matchup here, and we're taking our value index right here, the VI, And let's say Western Kentucky against Louisiana Tech. So Western Kentucky is -6. That means Louisiana Tech is a +6 underdog. And I look at the VI. And if the VI is lower than the point spread, then it makes the cut, right? It makes the list of teams we're going to look at. And then what I do at the end is I go to my law of average page. And I'm looking for a team that lost against the spread last week or won against the spread versus a team that lost. And we're going to take that team that lost. Last week, using this exercise, there were 19 games. Remember, I gave you guys 19 games. And I said the picks you want to take were Arizona, Bowling Green, Mississippi State, and Eastern Michigan. Well, guess what? Went 3-1. So I said, you know what? Okay, maybe we're on to something. Let's see. We did it once. It was good. So I said, let's do it again on the show and see if we can lead the bettors to the promised land in another week of looking at live underdogs. So I did the exercise before coming on the podcast. So this way we can save you guys some time watching. And if you're watching on the replay, thanks again for watching on the replay. I know this, the podcast is at 10 o'clock Eastern. I know a lot of people are working, but I do want to thank the people who tune in when they get home and watch the show, maybe on their lunch or whatever, on their free time. But always appreciate you guys. Even though the live numbers are not really, there's like 5% of the people watching during the live podcast, but at the end of the day, there's always close to 200, 300 people watching. So I appreciate you guys. And if you do like the show, again, just hit that like button. All right, so looking at the live underdogs this weekend, there were 17. I believe there were 17 that made the cut. So there was Oklahoma State. So I'm going to give you the names of the underdogs that made the cut this week, and then I'll show you the law of average page, and then I'll boil it down. I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 live underdogs this week. Hey, we doubled last week. We had 4 last week. This week there's 6. So I'm going to show you the live underdogs in just a few minutes. All right. So live underdog number 1 is Oklahoma State plus 11.5 against Kansas State. Underdog number 2 is UMass against Toledo plus 19.5. Underdog number 3, Wake Forest. Wake Forest right here taking on Clemson Tigers. And Wake Forest, did I pass it already? No, there they are, plus 21. So we're getting, and they're at Clemson, so be careful. Next one is Louisville. All right, Louisville playing Notre Dame, and they are plus 6.5. The next one is Maryland. They're taking on Ohio State. Maryland taking on the Ohio State Buckeyes, and Maryland makes the next cut right here. Let me see, where's Maryland? Did I already pass it? All right, I'll just go through it. Okay, Maryland, Virginia Tech, Missouri, Kansas State, Western Michigan, Iowa State, California Golden Bears, so Cal, Georgia Tech against Miami, Minnesota at home against Michigan, and then Arizona plus 21.5 against Southern Cal. So there was 17, I think it's 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14, 15, 16, 17. All right, so 17, obviously I'm not going to give you guys 17 picks. So what I did is so remember I always tell you guys there's a process of elimination when you're handicapping. It was like 150 college football game. You're not betting every game, right? You got to boil it down to a workable number. And what I did, so that's process number 1, right? So we look at the line value. So if the line is lower, the value index is lower than the line, it makes the cut. And now the next order in our process elimination is the law of average selection. So what you do to get to the law of average, go to your dashboard, go to Ron's favorites right here, go law of average picks, click on it, go to college football. And then from here, what you're looking for is you're looking for a team that lost against the point spread last week versus a team that won against the point spread. And here's the games that I boiled it down to this week. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you might want to write these down, and maybe I'll post them. If you guys can, once I post them, if you guys can help me out here, just post them in the chat or post them in the comment. So this way, the people watching the replay can see exactly what the picks are. All right, pick number 1. Pick number 1 is Oklahoma State. Yeah, Oklahoma State, they're a law of average pick, and they have value against Kansas State, and that's plus 11.5. Pick number 2, Wake Forest, plus 21 against Clemson. They're at Clemson. Pick number 3, Louisville, plus 6.5 against the Fighting Irish, Notre Dame. And Louisville's at home, so I kind of like that a lot. There's 3 picks I like a lot, and I'll tell you in a second. So Louisville, plus 6.5 against Notre Dame. Kent State, plus 26.5 against Ohio. They're on the road in Ohio, or Miami, Ohio. Pick number 5, Cal, the Golden Bears, plus 9.5 against Oregon State. And then your last one is Georgia Tech, plus 20.5 against Miami at Hard Rock Stadium in the Fort Lauderdale area, or Miami area, which I'll looking forward to going there this winter. Hey, go feed the ponies at Gulfstream Park. But so the 3 that I really like this weekend are those 6 guys. So Oklahoma State, Wake Forest, Louisville, Kent State, Cal, and Georgia Tech. And the picks I really like, I like Oklahoma State plus 11.5. They're at home against Kansas State. Louisville plus 6.5 against Notre Dame, and Cal plus 9.5 against Oregon State. Those are 3 selections, live dogs that I really like this weekend, and I'll be giving them out as premium picks. So if you watch the podcast and you see here Ron's premium picks, those are going to be my top 3 premium picks, and you get them for free this weekend because you're loyal listeners to the podcast. All right, let's get on with the college football show and the next thing we're looking at. So you remember at the beginning of the year, so Ron says Minnesota plus 19.5. Michigan wins. I need to rewind this, says Ron. Was at plus 6.5. Love Mizzou plus 5.5 at home against LSU, says Scott. Yeah, I do like Mizzou too. You know what? Missouri's been, I'm going to show you. So if you go to the front page of atsstats.com, and you see the articles on the front page. So remember this under the radar teams? I call this my Phoenix Rising teams this year. So here's the teams that I've been. If you're a member of ATS and you go to picks and you go to Ron's college football picks, having a good year in college football. You know why? Because of these guys right here, my Phoenix teams, right? Teams that are rising from the ashes of last year. And what it is. So at the beginning of the season, we did a little exercise. Hey, you know what? Sports handicapping is all about research and development. If you're not, I'm not trying to reinvent the light bulb or anything like that, but you got to be doing things. And the one thing about sports handicapping is, and a lot of sports handicappers and bettors are like this, you're always trying to find a consistent system to rely on, right? We're all trying to find the caramel secret of sports betting, but if you get a system that hits 56, 57, 58% or higher, obviously 6% or higher is really, really good. But you want to be perfect, of course, but that's never going to happen. Like Lombardi says, we're always striving for perfection, but in the meantime, if we find greatness, that's good. Hey, one of Lombardi's quotes. But so what I did at the beginning of the year, I looked for teams that had a losing record last year, but a winning record against the point spread. Because in my mind, I was saying, okay, they had a losing record. That means, but a really good ATS record. So they were always in the fight, right? So if a team has a losing record, but they cover the spread, and if they're underdogs most of the time, that means, you know what, they're in the fight. They're going to get better, hopefully. And I said, let's take a look at this year and see how those under the radar teams do this year. Now, those teams, I post them right here. The high flyers, as I posted right here, Missouri, Washington State, and UNLV. Those teams right there have been perfect against the point spread. They're 5-0, right? And 4-0 respectively. In fact, let me crap, I already closed my my Excel sheet. All right, middle of the pack team, Kansas and Rice. Rice has been a nice little surprise for us right here. We've been betting Rice 4-1 against the point spread. Kansas 4-1. The next lagging behind, teams I just, hey, Fisher cut bait. Well, I cut bait. Connecticut, Southern Miss. Well, Connecticut, I went back to the well last week, right? I went back to the well last week and I said, you know what? And somebody asked me, why would you take Connecticut last week? The team they were playing, they played them already, Utah State. I said, you know what? They played them last year and the coaching staff's out there. When you played a team the year before and you got tape on them, you got film, you know what they do schematically on their schemes. So you're kind of, you know what you're getting yourself into, right? So that's why I like UConn last week. Southern Miss, hey, as Joe Namath would say,
Struggling.
Yeah, they're always struggling. Hawaii's been not a good team on the straight up, but they've been a good team against the point spread. So Hawaii's been pretty good, right? All right, so against the point spread, and the key matchups this weekend: Georgia Tech plus 20.5 against Miami. Kansas, I love Kansas this week against Central Florida. Missouri against LSU, I think they pulled the upset. And then Washington State is the underdog against Chip Kelly and UCLA. So that if that's a field goal, we hook them, right? Hook them, Dano. And yeah, we can get that. So Georgia Tech, Kansas, Missouri, Washington State. Those are the under the radar teams this weekend, and except for Kansas, they're a favorite, so they're really not under a radar. But those are my under the radar teams this weekend. My Phoenix Rising teams, hey, rising because they had a losing record last year, but they did well against the point spread. So hey, just bringing out more pearls out of the pearl box this morning, and with that. So, and you know what? The good thing here, guys, is that I thought there was one team. So I said Cal, remember the value underdogs? Cal, Louisville, and let me see here. Georgia Tech, yeah, was there, one of them, but it wasn't the team, one of the three I liked. So Georgia Tech, yeah, they could be included in that package right there. All right, let's get to college football, and you can see here the best teams against the point spread this year. Texas A&M, the Aggies, hey, Jimbo Fisher, 4-2 in the year, 5-1 against the point spread. The Oregon Ducks, 5-0 straight up and against the number. Oklahoma Sooners, right, the Red River battle this weekend against Texas. Hey, Scott, hopefully our Texas championship Longhorn tickets not going to be affected this weekend, and I got to thank Scott for that. Somebody, or was it Daryl? That was Daryl Turner, right? Daryl who led me on to the Longhorns to win the national championship, and if he wins, I'll probably owe him a dinner or something, right? I'll take you to a steakhouse. All right, Oklahoma Sooners, 5-0, 4-1 against the point spread. Rutgers, wow, look at that, 4-0 against the point spread. And Notre Dame, 4-1 against the number. Arizona, 4-1. The Nittany Lions with Drew Allard as the quarterback. And yeah, he's looking like the real deal right now with the Nittany Lions. Rice Owl, hey guys, I've been on, if you're a member of ATS, you know I've been on them since week 1. Miami, UNLV, that's another team that's, hey, UNLV.
Show me the money!
Yeah, they've been showing us the money. Kentucky, Texas State, Liberty, yeah, without Hugh Freeze, right? Still doing the job without Hugh Freeze, but the Hugh Freeze didn't. He left he left the shelves pretty stocked, right? He didn't empty the shelves when he left. Mississippi, Ole Miss, right? The Rebels 4-1, and look at that, Fresno, and yeah. So those are some of the teams that have been pretty good to you guys this year. And now at the top of the show, I talked about college football and the favorites winning 82.8% of the games, underdogs 17.1, and home teams winning 66% of the games. So that's why with those value index underdogs this week and that I like, they're all at home, right? OSU, Louisville, and Cal. And why not? When home teams in college football are winning 66% of their games, hey, that's pretty good in my books. And if they're a home favorite, 85%. Home teams winning 66%, home favorites winning 85% of the games, and road favorites in the college football, wow, winning 77% of the games, covering 50%, which is very good. And which range is doing the best? And you can see here, yeah, ranges, obviously, it's going to go to low to high because 21 or more favorites, 99-4 on the season, 18 to 20.5, 14-0. Hey, so if you get a favorite that's 18 to 20.5, it's been
Straight cash, homie.
yeah, been straight cash, homie, as Randy Moss would say. And so you see the numbers right here: 71% for 3.5 to 6.5, 38 and 13 for teams that are 7 to 9.5 point favorite, 10 to 13.5, 82%. And 14 to 17.5. That's a tricky number. This range right here, 14 to 17.5. Think about it, right? It's 2 touchdowns with a field goal, and then that hook can come into play. But they're winning 95% of the games. Wow. So if you're looking to bet parlays, like, obviously you can probably have to bet like 10 of these to make $100. But they're winning 95% of the games and covering 58% of those games. So underdogs, which underdog is doing the best in the roles of covering the spread? Not too well. The 10 to 13.5 point underdog, 16 and 13. Home favorites of 3.5 to 6.5, 62%. Home favorites of 18 to 20.5, winning 69.2%. But there's only been 13 home favorites in that range. So again, a lot of these you'll probably have to miss a couple of weeks before they come back. And if you scroll down to the bottom, we give you totals, and you can see the totals numbers right here. Anything really standing out? Not, maybe this one. Home teams that have a total of 37 to 41 are 9-2, and the ATS record is 81%. and they're look at that, the over 72%. So hey, you know what? Pearls from the Pearl Box right here at the ATSstats.com website. All you got to do if you want to get these stats and these standings, go to your dashboard, and then once you're in the dashboard, go to ATS standings right here, this one, and it's going to take you to the following page. And then on that page, this is where you're going to get those standings. Click on college football, NHL, NBA, MLB, and it'll give you all the stats that you see here on the show. All right, let's get to the show, and let's get to the college football, and we'll go through all the games this weekend because it is a college football Thursday.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it.
Playoffs? Are you kidding me? Playoffs? We can't even make a first down. Hey, remember the Jim Morris soundbite? Can't even make a first down. Or
it's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
Yeah, and Jacksonville State was wearing milk-bone underwear last night because they beat Middle Tennessee State in a blowout. In fact, what was the final score of that game? I got to go look at the final score. 45-30 for Jacksonville State. And New Mexico did win 34-17 against Florida International. All right, today it is October 5th. You got Western Kentucky against the Bulldogs. We got Louisiana Tech losing as a 6-point home dog to Western Kentucky. We got the Hilltoppers winning 33-25. We got Kansas State against Oklahoma State. That game will be played on Friday. And we got the Cowboys losing, but I think we got them covering here on the value index. We got Kansas State winning 31-24, the over-under at 56. So I do like the Cowboys plus 11.5 this weekend. I think that's a good selection. Nebraska taking on the Fighting Illini, not having a good season like they did last year. But you know, when you had a great season last year and your 5-star recruits or your graduates leave, that's tough, right? Scott, Maryland averaging 39 points per game and 455 yards per game. Buckeyes off the bye though, says Scott. Yeah, anytime you got off a bye, a team like Ohio State Ohio State. Yeah, you know you're well rested, right? So we do have, let me see here. Oh, look at that. We got Illinois beating Nebraska 23-22. Matt Rule not having a lot of fun right now in Nebraska. Brian Kelly going to Missouri, take on the Tigers. Even though the computer pick has them winning, I do like Missouri plus the points this weekend, 35-31. Maryland taking on Ohio State. I got the Buckeyes winning 39-19. The over-under landing on 58. I got Rutgers, who's having a really good year, 4-1, and they are taking on the Badgers. They're going to be in tough this weekend in Wisconsin, in Madison, and 29-14 is my final. Over-under landing on 44. Boston College taking on the Army Black Knights. Man, Army has been that last game against Syracuse. We hooked them on that one. Remember that game? We played the hook. I think it was 14.5 or something like that, or 13.5. I think it was 13. Yeah, it was 13.5, obviously, because they lost by 13, right? All right, 22-24 for Boston College. But I think Army's the call here. And again, if you're watching the show, and sometimes I'm giving you guys the forecast, and sometimes I disagree with the computer pick, right? These are all based on formulas, algorithms, and it's just from previous games of these exact teams in the exact situation. And you know, it's just sometimes it's just the numbers, right? And sometimes I don't agree with them. Toledo taking on UMass. We got the Rockets winning 39-18. Western Michigan against Mississippi State. We have the Bulldogs beating the Broncos, 37-21, the over-under at 58.6. The Red River Battle, I don't think they call it the shootout no more. Red River Battle in Texas. Or no, where's this game played? Is that Jerry's house still? Are they playing this one at the Dallas Cowboy Stadium? I can't remember. 31-26 for the Longhorns, the over-under at 58. Marshall taking on NC State, the Wolfpack 25. The Thundering Herd 21, the over-under at 46.8. UTSA, the Roadrunners 35, the Owls 19. We got Central Michigan against Buffalo. We got the Chippewas winning by 1, 29-28. Washington State 27. UCLA, the Bruins 29. I do like Washington State plus 3.5 this weekend. You got Virginia Tech taking on the Seminoles. Florida State 36. The Hokies 14 against a big win last week against the Panthers. While Florida State, they won against Clemson. So is Florida State in a prime letdown spot here after that big win over Clemson? You know what? If it was Clemson with Trevor Lawrence and company back in the day when they were really in that national spotlight, it's not the same right now with Clemson, right? Dabo Swinney's got a lot of work to do over there. Purdue taking on Iowa. We got the Hawkeyes beating the Boilermakers 23-17. Kent State taking Ohio. I got the Bobcats winning 36-10. Over-under landing on 46. Northern Illinois taking on Akron. I got the Huskies winning 23-18, the over-under at 42.9. Eastern Michigan 22, Ball State 18. The Mean Green, North Texas, taking on Navy Midshipmen. Navy not having a great run right now. I think they're 1-4 in the year. 29-25 for the Midshipmen this weekend. Over-under landing on 55. Navy a 6-point favorite this weekend. All right, here's a good one. Hey, let's see if Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher are going to be shaking hands at the beginning of this game. Man, they got nasty with those guys last couple of years, right? I don't know what it is. Jimbo went after him, and then it's like, well, you know, what was that all about? Alabama 24, Texas A&M 22. The over/under at 47.1. Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, Daryl Turner. CFL picks right around the corner, buddy. All right, so we do have the Crimson Tide, Roll Tide, rolling this weekend in College Station, the Aggies. Yeah, so we'll see here. 24-22. The over/under at 47. Wake Forest taking on Clemson. I do like Wake Forest plus 21 this weekend. And 35-12 is what we have on the computer forecast, landing on 48, so we do like it to go under. We got Texas State 32, UL Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns 36, so we got the Cajuns winning here by 4. We got Bowling Green taking on Miami. We got the Red Hawks winning 29-19, the over-under at 49.3. Syracuse against North Carolina. Hey, the Tar Heels 35, Syracuse Orange 25, and the Syracuse coming off the Orange coming off a loss to Clemson 31-14. Hey, they had pretty much a cupcake schedule for the first 4 weeks, right? And then Clemson came to town. So we got the Tar Heels winning by 10. We got UCF taking on Kansas. We got the Jayhawks winning here 33-31. And look at this, a pick'em line. This almost a 1.5 for Kansas. So you know what? You got to give respect to Central Florida against a team that's 4-1. Think about that. A team that's 4-1 against a team that's 2-2, or it could be 3-2 because we don't track non-line games. And they're only a 1.5 point favorite. This doesn't pass the smell test in my book, right? South Florida taking on UAB. We got the Bulls winning 34-30. The over-under at 65. Florida Gators 34, Vanderbilt 16, Arkansas 18, Troy 35. We got Rice beating UConn 27-20, but not covering the spread. I do like Rice to win and cover this weekend. I think they blow them out by 17. Florida taking on Tulsa. I got the Owls winning 30-24, the over-under at 55. Hey, Coach Prime going to Arizona State, take on the Sun Devils, and we got the Buffaloes winning by 2. 30-28, the over-under at 58.8, and we got them a 60% chance of winning, and they're off a tough loss to the Trojans, right? 2 tough games for the Buffaloes, and you know what? The thing is with Colorado, no rest in between, right? They would love to get Travis Hunter back, but it's not happening, right? You think you would hope for a little bye week in there to get one of your best two-way players back, but it's not happening, and their bye is not till another couple of weeks. You got South Alabama 32, UL Monroe 17. You got Georgia, the Bulldogs, taking on the Wildcats. Kentucky, this game will be in Georgia, 31-15, the over-under at 47. We got Southern Miss 30, Old Dominion 28. Michigan taking on Minnesota, the Golden Gophers. 31-10 is the final here we got for the Wolverines. You got Ole Miss 39, Arkansas 24. You got the Fighting Irish taking on the Louisville. I like Louisville as an upset here. 28-24, the over-under at 52.5. I'm going to take Louisville plus 6.5 this weekend. The Baylor Bears taking on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. We got Texas Tech 27, Baylor 25. We got Boise State 36, San Jose State 25, the over-under landing on a high 62.4. Colorado State taking on Utah, not Utah State, the Aggies. 30-26, the over-under at 57.2. You know what? You got to give props to Colorado State. They did really well against Colorado in that game. You got Fresno taking on Wyoming. We got the Bulldogs winning 23-20, the over-under at 43.6. So we got Fresno State winning, but not covering the spread. So I'm thinking Scott will be happy about that. We got Georgia Tech taking on the Hurricanes. Yeah, we got a blowout here in the making. 40-17, the over-under at 57.2. TCU taking Iowa State. We got the Horned Frogs 31, the Cyclones 26, the over-under at 58. I think Iowa State is the play here on this one. And Cal taking on Oregon State. Man, this is I really like Cal in this game, but look at the forecast. 29-18, so they got them winning by 11, and the over-under landing on 48. Trojans 41 and Arizona 19, And there you go. We got there's your week number 6 in the books here at the Thursdays college football show. All right, so if there's any game of interest you guys like, you want me to bring up the Ram report, I'll do it once I finish the CFL report. So if you guys want me to go to the Ram report and bring up a game of your choice, and then guys, don't forget, if you want to get the Ram report light, go to Matchup, and then I'm going to show you guys some really good information you can get here on every game. Why don't you go to Matchup, go to college football, click on CFB, right? College football. And the next page is going to show up in the pull down menu. Go to the game of your choice. So let's say you want to go to that Oklahoma-Texas game. You click on it. And then don't forget tonight's Thursday Night Football preview. Right? Just as our annoying pop-up tells you. 31-26. The last 5 games will give you the record. Last 5 game ATS. Last 5 over-under. Now, COW stands for chance of winning, and it's all written right here in the little legend right here. Chance of winning is the percentage play, and it's based on what every other team that's in the exact situation both these teams are in tonight. What was the percentage of the win percentage of both those teams? And the COC, chance of covering, COGO stands for chance of game going over the totals at 64% of going over, and it could because you're in a shootout, right? Hence the Red River shootout. Market spread value index will give you what the line should be for both these teams, but I'm gonna have to double check. I think this is the old system, and you really want to get the new value index, and I'll show you that in a minute. This is always a good one, the parity value strength of schedule. And if you know me, I'm a big strength of schedule handicapper. So anytime Texas played against another A-type team, a team with a 60 or higher win percentage last 10 games, they're 5-5 straight up against the number. But look at that, 90% to the under. See, this is the type of information you're going to get when you go and use the Ram Report Lite version. So go to college matchup right here, so matchup CFB, and right here, when Texas Longhorn, our home team, against another A-type team like Oklahoma, 90% of the games last 10 have gone under. And if you scroll right down there, there's more information, and you can see the history here. Texas 9-9, 11-6-1 at home against the Longhorns. Or is that overall? I'd have to take a double check. And right down here, these are the stats and trends. And there's different types of trends. So you see right here, I give you guys when Oklahoma's a road team as an underdog on 6 days rest, coming off back-to-back wins. 9-1 against the point spread, 6-4 straight up, 7-3 to the over. And then you have when Texas as a home team as a favorite versus division opponent, playing on Saturday, coming off a big win over a Big 12 opponent, 36-8 straight up, but only 22-21-1 against the point spread. And then we have when any college football team is a home favorite on Saturday on 6 days rest, playing the month of October, and they're coming off 3 unders, and they're coming off a home win as a favorite. Look at that, 30-3 straight up, but only 19-12-2 against the number. You know what? Texas looks like the team to play straight up, but I think the Sooners might be the team you want to take the plus the points with, right? And we got this game landing on 58.2. And man, this number really scares me now. But look at this number. When Oklahoma's on the road against an A-type team, 7-3, right? So pick your poison right there. But again, it's all free. You can use it. Go to Matchup, and that's how you use it. All right, let's go to the CFL week number 18 in the Canadian Football League. And where's my forecast? There we go. And you know what? Let's use the Ram report for this one. It's only 4 games, so I don't want to go through 60 games of college football, but I'll go through 4 games of the Canadian Football League. Hey, there's some good Canadian Football League playing the last weekend. I was at one of them in Ottawa. It wasn't a great game, but Montreal did beat our Ottawa Red Blacks. And Friday night, you got the Toronto Argonauts taking on the Edmonton Elks, and Toronto having a really good year, 12-2. The team to beat right now in the CFL. I still think Winnipeg is the team that I would bet on to win the Grey Cup. -10 is the line against the Elks. Elks are playing a little bit better. Elks have covered the spread the last 5 games. You know, Chris Jones, the head coach of the Edmonton Elks, started really slow out of the gate. But if you look at their last couple of games, 3-2, 4-3 the last 7, 4-11 the last 15. But they're going to Toronto, and they are 4-6 straight up in the Big Smoke, but 6-4 against the point spread. And when they play the last 10 in Toronto has not lost a game yet this year at home. They're 6-1 against the number. I think with the forecast 29-17. I wouldn't lay 10 points with the Argonauts, and I don't trust the Edmonton Elks on the road. I think the total is where you want to go in this one. I can see this one going over the total on Friday night in Toronto. All right, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers taking on the BC Lions. BC Lions, big win last week, 33-26 against Saskatchewan. Hey, I saw my good friend Corner Gas in the house this morning. And the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, 31-21 against Toronto in their last game. Now, heading into this one, I saw on the online that they're going to open up the upper deck in BC this weekend. So that's really good news for BC Lions fan. That means football is back in BC. When you're opening up the double deck in BC, that means there's a good interest. They got a great owner. The owner's putting a lot of money into the Lions, and he's really rejuvenated the fan base out there in Vancouver. So congrats to the owner of the BC Lions. Don't have his name offhand, but he's doing a great job. And we do have the Lions winning by 27-26, the over-under, landing on 54.6. So we do have this game going over the total. And BC, even though they're 4-1 in the last 5, they're not covering the spread. They're 1-4. Yeah, they're 1-4, and they're playing Winnipeg. Winnipeg off a big win against the Toronto Argonauts. And when Winnipeg's on the road against A-type teams, 8-2 straight up, 9-1 against the point spread. You know what? I see Daryl likes BC. I'm going Winnipeg. I'm taking Winnipeg plus 1.5, and that's what scares me right here. You look at BC as a favorite. If you look at the as a favorite, yeah, they've done well, 6-1 straight up, but they've never been an underdog yet this year. Interesting. And for the here's the other interesting part: Winnipeg has never been a road underdog this year, and when that's really interesting. They haven't been an underdog this year, but I'm gonna go Winnipeg, and yeah, I'm gonna take the plus 1.5. Hey, you know what? Take that Geico insurance. If it does end up 27-26, at least we hook them with Winnipeg, right? So I'm gonna take the Blue Bombers. All right, Hamilton taking on Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan needs a couple more wins to solidify their playoff appearance. They got 6 wins this year, and they need one more to really clinch it, because there's a couple of teams with 4 wins. Believe it or not, right? You're 4-11, you can still make the playoffs. Vernon Adams is the X factor. Yeah, no, Vernon Adams is really good, having a great season. All right, Saskatchewan, hey, best fans in the prairies right there for Canadian Football League. Go to a Saskatchewan Rough Rider games, and these guys, they really they do a good job there at Mosaic. They fill the building. They support the Green Riders, and they're up against Hamilton this weekend. Hamilton last game was a 22-15 win over the Stampeders. Calgary,
Struggling.
big time. Big time. And this weekend, the Green Riders, 3.5-point favorite. And we do like Saskatchewan over Hamilton. This game is not in the Hammer. It'll be in the Prairies. 26-21, the over-under at 48.04. Now, hey, we're in October. And you know what? When you're in Canada in October and you're going out west, check the weather, hey, because you never know. And I say that, and yesterday here in Ottawa, it got to 31. It was absolutely crazy. Had a high school football game yesterday here in Ottawa. We played another team in the city. It was 31 degrees here yesterday at kickoff at 12 noon. It was just crazy. But look at Saskatchewan, yeah, not doing good. But 26-21 is the final. I don't trust the Green Riders, and putting them a favorite. I think Hamilton is the play right here. Hamilton against those teams with losing records, last 10, 7-3, 7-2-1 against point spread. Give me the Tiger Cats plus 3.5. And your Thanksgiving Day game. Okay, the Thanksgiving Day here in Canada. Thanksgiving is on Monday. I know we're like 6 weeks behind the Americans. Their Thanksgiving is in November. Ours is first Monday in October, or second Monday? Yeah, second Monday. And Ottawa Red Blacks playing a back-to-back game with the Montreal Alouettes. And these two teams played here at TD Place last Saturday. Man, what a beautiful day that was. And it was a 32-15 win for the Montreal Alouettes. And now the line on that game was 2.5, I believe, for the Alouettes. Let me see, you're at 2.5. And now this week, and that line almost tripled. It's what now? 6.5, right? Almost doubled. And we do have Montreal winning 26-24, the over-under at 50.56. I like the over in that game. I think Montreal wins. I think it goes over the total. And yeah, I would play that game over in Montreal on Thanksgiving Day Monday. So there you have it. I like Winnipeg plus the points. I like the over in the Toronto-Edmonton game. Give me Hamilton plus the points, and I'll take the over in the Montreal Alouette game against the Ottawa Red Blacks. And we're talking about practice, or are we talking about 80% club stats?
We're talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. Practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
Yeah, no, it's not silly. And I saw a question there. What do you think of Berrios getting pulled after 47 pitches? Yeah, I didn't like it. You know what? It's momentum, right? And I just talked about that at the top of the show. So somebody just asked me in the chat, what do you think of Jose Berrios getting pulled yesterday after like 47 pitches? I didn't like the call. I didn't like the move. Analytics be damned. That's what I do here. I'm ATS stats, but momentum. You gotta trust your eyes. You gotta have a feel for the game. And Berrios was doing well. And you know what? I don't think that move really cost the game. I think bonehead plays on the base running cost the play. You're in the playoffs and you're on second base and you're in the playoffs. How do you not paying attention? How do you not pay attention to get picked off as a pro in the playoffs? Unacceptable. Unacceptable in my books. Like, to me, man, I would have ripped him a new one. If I was Schneider right there, I'd be livid. I'd be absolutely livid. If you get picked off, you can control how far you go on second base. And if to me, that's somebody who doesn't want to play. That's somebody who just wanted the series over, wanted to get back to vacation or something. Because how do you do that? How do you get picked off like that? To me, and I'm a Vladdy fan. I even got his jersey. And to me, it just unacceptable. Hey, it's just, you're a pro. You're a pro. You're playing in the big leagues. And how do you not know? Sonny Gray is one of the best pickoff artists going, and it was a great move by the Twins. All right, hey, don't get me upset on a Thursday, Scott. Hey, now you got me all fired up. Hey, now I'm all pissed off. Now I gotta go calm down, and have a coffee. All right, let's get to the stats and trends, and we'll not talk baseball. I already gave you guys my baseball picks today. All right, let's talk about California, the Golden Bears. Anytime they're 7 to 9.5 underdog on a Saturday, and they score 24 points or more in their last game. Look at that, 10-0 against the point spread. So give me plus 10. Hey, Rays and Blue Jays division sucked this year. You know what? That's a great point, Daryl. Daryl Turner says, and his other brother Daryl, a little new hard joke there. He says the Rays and Blue Jays division suck, and when the Yankees and Red Sox don't even make the playoffs and they're eliminated in August. Yeah, it's not a good. ALS East division. And Baltimore, hey, when Baltimore wins the division, there's your first hint the division is not going to be that great. And it's no disrespect to Baltimore; they had a great team this year, but it's not. They didn't have like 110 wins, 112 wins, or 114 wins. To me, I think Philadelphia is the team to beat. I think the Phillies is the team to beat. All right, California, we gave that. LSU as a home team during week 4 to 8. Wait, no, Louisiana Tech, not LSU. When Louisiana Tech's a home team during week 4 to 8, and they scored 22 to 28 points for in the last game, 8-2 straight up, 10-0 against the point spread. UAB is a home team during week 4 to 8, coming off a 2-game road stand, 11-1 against the number. And when you think about that stat, think about this. When UAB is a home team during week 4 to 8, and they're coming off a 2-game road stand. So let's say that, those 2-game road stand, they're the underdogs, and now they're coming home maybe on a 2-game losing streak. The fans, the market psychology is like, this team's not going to, they lost their last 2, they're on the road. Hey, you know what? It looks like a really solid play from a situational handicapping point of view, right? And then I'll leave you with this. When Rice, a home favorite, on 6 days rest, scored more than 20 points in back-to-back games, 14-3 straight up, but only 10-7 against the number. Ooh, don't like that stat. I don't think that it's still a good stat. I love Rice against UConn this weekend, but 14-3 is exceptional. 10-7 is enough to make me think. And guys, I got more stats you can shake a stick at. Look at this. Look at all the stats you get here in the old 80% club. And I'm not even done. Look at the scrolling. I can go like here. Look at all the stats. There's thousands of stats here at the website. Hence the title, ATS Stats. And the way you get the stats, and that's just one section. Go to your dashboard. And then once you go to your dashboard, you can go to the old 80% club stats, what I showed you, or you go to the new one. And if you click on the new one, go to college football. And Clemson, 30-1 as a home team on 6 days rest the last 6 years. Pretty good. And a lot of good stats right here today. Courtesy of your friends right here, HSStats.com. Wow. Hey, what a show. That show just flew right by.
Yeah, baby.
Anyone like the Rams to beat the Eagles? Yep, I do. I'm going to say it tomorrow on our football show with Gil Melendez. But LA Rams, my upset special this week. I love the Rams to beat the Eagles. And I said this on Monday's show. Guys, LA won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. How far removed can they be? Yeah, they had bad luck last year. Let's be honest. McVay is a good coach. He didn't get he didn't forget how to coach overnight. And when you got your players back, and it just and think of it too, right? You won a Super Bowl the year before, like 2 years ago. You know how grueling that is, and maybe the injuries. And Beckham was there, the injuries. And when you win a Super Bowl and your team gave it all they got, and a lot of injuries, what do you think's going to happen the next year, right? So they got healthy in the offseason or last year. Hey, you never want to get healthy during the regular season. But I think going this weekend, I think LA, I've been riding the two teams I've been riding, the Rams and the Ravens. I think Lamar Jackson, the disrespect that the other team showed him during the free agency market, I think he took that personal, and it's going to be bad news for the Steelers this weekend. All right, there you have it. That is the show today for a Thursday, October 5th. And again, if you guys enjoyed the show, hit that like button. And again, I want to thank everybody who watches on the live stream. And again, when I look at the numbers at the end of the night, a lot of people watch this show when they come home or under lunchtime. And thank you guys. I want to thank you guys for watching the show, because without the views, then why am I doing the show, right? Ron Rivera crushes his former team tonight, says Scott Christensen. Yeah, you know what? That game here tonight, what do we have on the forecast? Let me go to my dashboard. Let me go to college football. Green Bay, actually, no, tonight's, let me see. Ron Rivera crushed his former team tonight. Former team. Okay. Let me see. Lost NFL. And tonight's game is Green Bay at the Raiders. The Raiders. And we got, let me see here. Tonight. Oh, wait, not tonight. That's the October 9th. Which Washington? Yeah, Chicago. Was that the Bears and the Commanders tonight? Well, I don't know why I thought that game was on the... Man, with so much going on with college football, baseball. All right, the Bears taking on the Commanders. Yeah, we do have Washington winning 24-21. See, threw me off on a college football Thursday. You throw an NFL in there, I forgot all my scheduling. Hey, I threw up all my... Rivera played for the Bears. Yeah, that's right. All right, so I do have Washington winning here tonight, 24-21. Prince Basket coach, I like the under the Commander game. When Commanders a loss on the road last three, they are 3-0 to the under. That's really good. Hey, Prince Basket, now that you said that, your name remind me basketball. Hey, let's go. October 23rd, 24th. I'll be doing more basketball talk here, and NHL starting on Tuesday. All right, guys, home favorite Commanders, says Prince Basket. All right, guys, have yourself a great Thursday. I'll be back tomorrow with Gil, the Thrill Melendez. Man, Gil's been killing it. 4-1 this weekend. Guys, check out his website, double coverage report at frogtownsports.com. He's going to have an update tomorrow morning. He'll let you guys know on the podcast, and then he updates it on Sunday 12, Sunday at 7, and then Monday we go through the weekend. And frogtownsports.com, and Gil Melendez will be on the show here tomorrow. Oh, we hit a little database server there. But yeah, looking forward to that with the talk with Gil, the Thrill Melendez. All right, guys, have yourself a great rest of your Thursdays. I'll be back on Friday with another edition of the Rim Report. And again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And don't forget to hit that like button. And oh yeah, before you go, if you want to get the Rim Report, take advantage of our sale we got right now. 25% discount on monthly and yearly packages. Put in OCT23 in the once you get to the sign up page, let's say monthly or yearly package right here. So let's say if I put in OCT23, so OCT23, and let's say I hit the 99 and then I apply it, and it should give you $79, right? $74.99, even better, $74.99. And I believe if you take the monthly package and you put in OCT23, hit apply, and it's $14.99. So that's your discount, $24.99. Sorry, the OCT23, you get a 25% discount using the promo code OCT23, and you can do that today at ATSstats.com. Harry Carey, we're out of here.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball. To be the man, you've got to beat the man.
Joe owned the Chiefs.
Owns.
I
don't know.
Struggling.
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
Straight cash, homie.
Holy cow!
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
What the hell's going on out here? Woo! If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Let's go to eat a goddamn snack.
Hey, baby! We're gonna be here all day! We're gonna be here all day, baby! I like this kind of party!